Hey, what's up guys, John here. Home sellers are panicking nationwide. They can't sell their homes. This is, in my opinion, go on Google Trends. Look over the last 10 years. Can't sell my home is exploding off the charts. We've never seen anything like it.
We also don't have anyone putting their home on the market just because they have a 30-year fixed rate below 3%.
Now, at the same exact time, we're seeing this pool of buyers continue to shrink due to inflation and due to high interest rates. But what you're starting to see with homeowners is that home equity line of credit, HELOC, is exploding as well off of Google Trends. This is generally what people do. They look for lines of credit when they're being pushed to the edge financially. But what is happening next and what you should be doing right now, right this moment, to position yourself for the greatest real estate wealth transfer, I'm going to break down for you. Because if you do what I'm saying, I believe what you're going to ultimately get is a great life. If you're a renter, if you are, somebody that is looking to make a move, maybe you feel like you don't have all the money, maybe you just kind of feel cornered in this expensive world. I mean, even if you're making $100,000 a year, unfortunately, that's probably, that's like the new middle class in America. But I'm going to give you a playbook, something I've done myself, something that it's been a game changer for me in this video, and now they're making it more accessible for everybody else to do it. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube will share this content to educate more people about what's really going on. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself for this massive real estate wealth transfer, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description below this video to schedule a free strategy session. Take a look at this. So in 2020, you needed to earn $49,000 a year, 50 grand, round up, say $50,000 a year to buy the median price home. Well, now you have to earn over $100,000 a year to buy a home, according to the National Association of Realtors. So what does this mean? It means the pool of buyers is continuing to shrink month after month. And when you look at this home equity line of credit chart, the only way you're getting a HELOC is if you have equity in your home. Most people don't, unfortunately, especially if they purchased over the last couple of years. The average down payment for a first-time home buyer was 6%. Average down payment for a second home was 16%. So generally, for a home equity line of credit, you're going to need 20% of equity. So most people that purchase, they simply don't have the equity. They can't access this line of credit. So what are they going to do? Well, they're going to do this. They're looking to try to pay their mortgage with their credit card. I mean, you can't make this up. Look, 2009, great financial crisis, we hit here. Look at what is happening now. Look at what is happening now. Student loans just started coming in, October, about a month ago. You're going to start to see this after holiday season, I believe, pick up a lot in a very, very big way. I mean, this is the highest that we've ever seen on record over 20 years. So here's what's going on. Wells Fargo, they see the writing on the wall. They're not issuing these home equity line of credit loans anymore. New equity home loans, nope. Currently unavailable. Due to current market conditions, we're temporarily suspending new applications for home equity lines of credit. Please consider one of the borrowing options below. This is wellsfargo.com. Then you look at this. It says, of the homeowners who bought a property in the past year, 46% indicate that they're struggling to pay their monthly mortgage payment due to high interest rates per USA Today. Not everyone got 30-year fixed rate loans. A lot of people got adjustables, right? 224,000 views in the last several hours. Here, housing inventory gets largest month-over-month boost in more than a year. Now, some people say, John, you're saying this because you think the market's going to crash. Look, everything comes down to affordability. Everything comes down to supply and demand. If you have smaller pool of buyers that can afford to buy, and you have more sellers being pushed to the edge financially, record high consumer debt, a job market changing, and mortgage rates continuing to rise, it's positioning home buyers as having more authority. I'm not saying that the market's going to, it's going to be the end of the world. I'm saying that it's going to be the end of the world for a lot of home sellers that thought that they had a lot more equity in their homes than they did. And, a lot of home buyers are going to walk out there and, I believe, do really, really well. A lot won't. A lot won't be able to go out there and buy. But a lot that are preparing will. So RE/MAX reports that the number of homes on the market grew month over month for 6 consecutive months of September 2023, as sales declined 13.8% from August and 17% from a year ago. The 9.3% increase in inventory was the largest month-over-month increase in 14 months. Even so, inventory is 8.6% below September 2022. Now, as a clarifying statement, I would not suggest buying a home. Never what I would suggest buying a single family home as your first purchase. I think it's a very, very big mistake in this market. And I'm going to tell you what you should be doing. So before I do that, despite the growth of inventory over August 2023, new listings were down 1.8% from August and 7.8% year over year. With 3 months left in 2023, the median sales price was $415,000, posted a seasonal decline 2.4% month over month last September. Sequential drop was 1.2%, but remained 2.5% higher than September's $405,000. So you have a lot of people saying, hey, look, I'll just get a adjustable rate mortgage. Apparently 40% of Americans say that they would get an adjustable rate mortgage. There's been a lot of talk about, marry the house and date the rate. Never do that. Never, ever, ever do that. You make the money on the buy. The purchase price is what matters. Make the money on the buy, and if you refinance later, that's fine. But you never buy a property just because you get a good interest rate. That's the recipe for going bankrupt. That's the recipe for losing money. This is what you should be doing. If you can lock in a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 8%, but you're getting an incredible deal on a triplex, a fourplex, and you're able to put 5% down because now everything is changing. Starting this weekend, November 18th, 2023, Fannie Mae will allow 5% down payments for owner-occupied 2, 3, 4 unit properties. So here's what I'm suggesting. If you have 5% down, so let's say, for example, on a $600,000 purchase, on a fourplex, you have $30,000 as a down payment, 8.1% mortgage rate, the payment would be $5,000 a month. That's at today's price point, right? Using this example in Los Angeles. It's listed at $650,000. They just dropped the price $30,000. In this specific property, there's tons of them like that. But when you're looking at this market that's changing, I believe homes like it and properties like it might go $500,000, might go $450,000. I believe the pool of buyers is going to continue to shrink. So we're in the beginning of this. We're not anywhere near seeing bottom, in my opinion. At least that's what data is suggesting. So if we're seeing, let's say, these properties going $400,000, $450,000, $500,000, and you're able to go in there and say, okay, fine, I'll commit to a $4,200 mortgage payment. You might say, John, I'm only making $5,000 a month. No way I would be able to get that loan. Well, when you buy a property like a triplex or a fourplex or a duplex, the lender is not looking at your income as a whole as saying, look, if you were to buy a single family home, all they care about is, can you make the payments? Is this affordable for you? Are they going to lose money lending you the money? But on a triplex or a fourplex or a duplex, they're going to look at the net income of the building, how much the tenants are paying after expenses. They're going to add that to your income to help you qualify. So you're able to qualify for a bigger loan amount. So with a deal like this, and again, I have no affiliation with this property, but this specific property, $650,000, if you were to buy something like it for say $450,000 or $500,000, right? And you were basically to rip out this blue tent, you flipped out this gate, did something modern, took off the bars and the windows. What's ultimately going to happen here is the appeal of this property is going to change. You're going to be able to bring in, I believe, higher paying tenants. So if you were able to go from, maybe paying $1,500, $1,800 a month in rent to maybe owner occupying, living in one of these units, renting out the adjacent units for $1,500, you end up living for free, right? Everything, I believe, for the first time buyer should be about shielding themselves from risk and putting themselves in a position to save more. The first deal is where you make your money. You need to make a lot of money in the first deal to roll it into the second deal. You don't want to buy a home and be locked in to a property. You want to buy that rental that's going to be able to produce income and then be able to pivot and move. As these rentals, I believe what's going to happen here as well, and you're going to start seeing this the next 6 months to a year, is large institutional investors are going to run out there all throughout LA buying all these properties, these rent-controlled, older deals that need a lot of work. And what's going to happen? As the world's changing and getting more expensive, these tenants are going to say, look, give me $10,000, I'll move. Give me $8,000, give me $15,000. And what these investors are going to do, the new investor is going to say, okay, fine, I'll go buy this property because in Los Angeles you have rent control. I'll go buy this property. I will give you the $10,000. On these, let's just call it 4 units. I'll pay $40,000. And then they're going to take the rent from where it is presently, about $1,000 a door, $1,165 a unit, and then they're going to say, look, for $1,700 or $1,800, I'm going to list it back on the open market. And they're going to end up getting premium rents, and because of this, the value of the property is going to greatly increase, right? And so if you are a new investor, what you're looking for is a deal where you can essentially live for free, you can reduce the expenses on the property by either changing out the landscaping, increasing the rents, increase the income, and put yourself in a position to where you can save money. Because that's going to be the key driver, is people being able to save money and de-risking themselves from this inflationary world. What do you think about this situation? Do you think we're walking into a scenario where home sellers, small business owners in LA, specifically heavily restricted areas, especially during 2020 with their businesses, they're going to be forced to sell at a pretty bad time with not many home buyers? But the real money is made when the masses are afraid. And that's why I believe there's $5.3 trillion in money market accounts sitting there waiting. They're waiting to pounce on real hard assets. They're waiting to invest their money and get out of depreciating fiat currency into hard real assets that are going to produce income. What do you think about it? Drop below. We'll have a conversation about this. I believe a great opportunity is going to be buying the triplex, the duplex, the fourplex, going from a renter, buying one of these properties, adding value to the asset, and putting yourself in a position to where you can continuing to buy more deals. I mean, MetLife Insurance says that large institutional investors will own 40% of the entire real estate market in the next 6 years. 40%. CNBC saying the same thing, right? They know small business owners are going to be forced to liquidate, and they're getting ready to pounce. So I believe a smart opportunity for everybody, if you're renting right now, is to figure out how to get into that first deal to build a moat of safety around yourself and your family. Drop below, we'll have a conversation. And if you want to fix your credit, you want to position yourself to where you can get funding and financing and your credit score is not going to get in the way of that, we'd love to help you fix your credit at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Schedule a free strategy session below. Click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.